If you spend any serious time with advanced AI chatbots, you probably know the biggest headache.
Yeah.
It's context drift. You spend ages detailing a marketing brief, defining your audience, setting the tone. Perfect. Then you ask a quick question about, say, weekend plans. And suddenly, the AI is suggesting beach resorts right in the middle of your formal client memo. You find yourself constantly repeating things, restarting chats. The AI forgets what you were doing just 5 minutes ago. It's frustrating. Kills efficiency.
It really does, yeah. And you feel like you're almost fighting the tool, right,
Yeah.
instead of it helping you. But there is actually a surprisingly powerful solution, one that a lot of users, even experienced ones, seem to overlook completely. It's called ChatGPT Projects.
Prolix, okay.
Yeah, and this is, I think, genuinely the most effective way to get that consistency and generate really high-quality results over the long term. And the great news, this is now available for everyone. Even if you're on a free account, you can use this.
That's huge.
It is. So our mission today, it's pretty straightforward. We need to unpack what projects actually are, how they're fundamentally different from, say, custom GPTs, which people might know, and maybe most importantly, nail down the 3 essential parts you absolutely need to set up to create like a truly focused expert AI assistant just for your specific work.
Okay, that sounds exactly like what's needed. Let's dig into the mechanics then. How do they work?
Let's do it.
So the way I've started thinking about them is like private workrooms inside ChatGPT, almost like custom-built spaces. They don't seem designed for just quick, one-off questions, more for ongoing long-term work where the knowledge needs to build up.
That's a perfect analogy, yeah, a private workroom. Or
Yeah.
think of them as dedicated AI assistants, each one totally focused on a single domain. Maybe one handles all your marketing copy, another manages your coding questions. And the key feature, the absolute core of it, is dedicated memory.
Dedicated memory.
Exactly. They remember everything within that project, all the past chats, every single file you've uploaded, all the instructions you've given it. It's all stored neatly right there in that one space. And because that knowledge base is isolated, the AI stays laser focused, always on that specific topic.
Okay, so if these workrooms are meant to keep things separate, how do they actually stop that confusion? Like, how does it prevent my random search for a trip to Dalat from bleeding into my serious marketing strategy project?
Yeah.
What's the barrier?
Well, projects keep their knowledge totally separate, so you get focused, consistent results without that random contamination.
Got it. That makes sense.
Now, a lot of people listening might have used custom GPTs before to personalize things, so it's really important to understand the difference here. If a project is that workspace, that workroom, a custom GPT is, it's more like a specialized tool. It's built for one specific repeated action. Like maybe it only generates email subject lines or it checks grammar in a very specific style. You kind of set it up once for that function, and it doesn't really change much after that.
Right. Okay, so GPTs are tools, but projects, they sound more like living documents or evolving workspaces. They grow and update as you use them more.
Yeah.
You're not just doing one task in the project, you're managing a whole area of work. It's an ongoing thing.
Exactly. Living documents is a great way to put it. And the core difference really comes down to where the intelligence comes from. A project's knowledge is based on your initial instructions, yes, and the files you upload, but also the entire history of every single chat within that specific project.
Ah.
Custom GPTs. They pretty much just rely on how you set them up initially. That's their knowledge base.
So the chat history itself becomes part of the project's brain, essentially.
Precisely. Think about, say, managing a YouTube channel with a project. You go back to it every week, right? Brainstorming ideas, drafting scripts, because it's building that full history of every interaction, every decision, every script draft, the suggestions it gives you 3 months down the line. They'll be incredibly accurate because it knows your channel's whole journey, your style, your topics, what worked before.
So, if projects gain knowledge from the conversation history, does that mean they actually get smarter over time, more tuned in to my specific needs?
Yes, they learn from every conversation, getting smarter and more precise about your task over time.
Wow, okay.
But that learning, that growth, it totally depends on keeping the data clean, isolated. Which brings us to, honestly, the first critical thing you need to do before anything else, the memory setting.
The memory setting. Okay, why is one setting so crucial right at the start?
Because of that context contamination we talked about,
Yeah.
it's a default setting issue, really. By default, when you create a new project, it can actually access memories from your other chats, your normal, everyday, random ChatGPT conversations.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it might remember you were looking up, I don't know, Italian seasoning recipes last Tuesday, and now it's trying to stick a weird spice metaphor into your serious corporate financial report. That's bad news for focus.
Definitely don't want that.
No. So immediately, the first thing you do, change the setting to project can only access its own memories. Full stop. That stops it pulling in random stuff like your recipes or that daylat trip plan. It keeps the project's brain focused only on the project job. And honestly, this is a bit of a vulnerability moment here, but I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes, even after using these tools for ages. This setting, it's like your main defense. It stops those weird, irrelevant mistakes before they even happen. It ensures your specialized AI stays specialized.
So just switching that memory setting to project only, does that significantly cut down the chances of the AI making those off-topic, irrelevant mistakes?
Absolutely. Isolating the memory ensures the AI stays laser focused on its job, no distraction.
Okay, crucial step number one, isolate the memory. Got it. Mid-roll sponsor read placeholder. All right, we locked down the memory. Now let's talk about building the project itself. You mentioned 3 pillars for setup. What's the first one?
The first pillar is custom instructions, and this is so much more than just telling it to be polite. This is basically where you write the job description for your AI assistant. You're setting the rules of engagement, eliminating ambiguity. You define its role, its primary goal, the format you want answers in, and the overall tone.
Most people probably just put in something vague about tone, like
Yeah.
be friendly.
Yeah,
But you're saying getting really specific here is key. That's what makes it a real assistant.
exactly. Specificity is power here. Let's say you're a writer planning social media. Define the goal clearly. Help me plan content for a Facebook fan page about pets. Simple. Define the format. Always answer using bullet points. Do not write paragraphs longer than 5 sentences. Super clear. And the tone. Friendly, fun, enthusiastic, clearly loves animals.
Yeah.
And you can even add special requests like, if my request isn't clear enough, please ask me clarifying questions before answering. That saves time.
Right, prevents bad outputs.
Totally. And the poodle example really shows this power. You could define the role as content manager assistant for a poodle enthusiast fan page. Then you specify the format. Each post idea needs a catchy title, 3 to 4 bullet points explaining the idea, a clear call to action, a CTA, telling people what to do next, and always suggest a relevant picture or video type.
That's incredibly detailed.
But that detail is what gives you consistent, high-quality output every single time. No guesswork for the AI.
Okay, custom instructions is pillar 1. What's pillar 2?
Pillar 2 is the knowledge base. This is the project's brain, basically, where you feed it the specific data it needs. You upload your files here, PDFs, maybe text documents, transcripts, internal guides, whatever is relevant. But the key here is quality knowledge, not just dumping everything in. Relevance is crucial.
And there are limits on files, right?
Yeah, there are. It varies by plan. Free users get, I think, 5 files per project right now. Plus, in education, get 25. Pro and enterprise get up to 40. But honestly, even 5 is plenty if they're the right 5 files. 5 super relevant, high-quality documents beat 40 random, vaguely related ones every single time.
So be selective. Don't just upload your whole hard drive.
Exactly. Quality over quantity. Focus. That limit kind of encourages you to think strategically about what knowledge is truly essential.
Makes sense. Okay, instructions, knowledge base. Well, what's the third pillar?
The third pillar is tools. Projects can optionally access special tools to enhance their capabilities.
Tools like what?
Well, there's Canvas, which is really cool. It lets the AI help you create documents, presentations, even quizzes right inside the chat interface. There's Deep Research, which can scan hundreds of websites to gather in-depth information on a topic. Very powerful. Then you have Image Generation for creating visuals, and the standard web search for pulling in the latest real-time info.
So should we just turn all those on?
No, definitely not. Here's a critical tip. Don't turn these tools on by default. Only enable them when you specifically need that capability for a particular task. Why? Because you want the project to primarily rely on the custom instructions and the knowledge base you carefully curated. That maintains focus. Use the tool selectively as needed.
Okay, so given those file limits, especially for free users, is the best strategy really just picking the absolute most vital documents for that knowledge base?
Absolutely. Quality, focus, and relevance are the deciding factors for useful AI output. 5 great files beat 40 mediocre ones.
Got it. Let's make this concrete. Can you walk us through setting up a project for a real-world task?
Sure. Let's take learning English. We'll build an English learning plan assistant.
Hmm.
So, for custom instructions, the goal might be, help me improve my English listening and speaking skills. Format, provide weekly plans in a simple, clear table. Tone, encouraging and patient.
Hmm.
And a crucial special request. Before creating the new week's plan, always ask me if I completed last week's goals and what challenges I faced. That builds in accountability.
Nice touch. Okay, what about the knowledge base? What files go in there?
We need actionable data for the AI, so maybe upload a list of 500 common English vocabulary words the learner wants to master. A short document listing the learner's most common grammar mistakes, maybe based on feedback from a teacher. A transcript from an English podcast they like to analyze style and phrasing. And maybe their score report from a recent English test to show baseline weaknesses.
Okay, specific relevant data.
Exactly. And here's that smart tip you mentioned earlier, a really useful technique. Before you even upload files to the project, go into a normal, separate ChatGPT chat. Turn on the deep research tool there. Ask it something like, generate a detailed report on the most effective methods for an intermediate learner to improve English listening skills. Let it run, do its thing, generate that report. Then download that report as a PDF or text file. Then you upload that curated report into your English learning project's knowledge base.
So you're using the AI's research capability to create high-quality knowledge for your project's brain.
Precisely. You're feeding it expert-level information sourced from the web, but curated and focused.
Okay, so instructions set, knowledge uploaded. What happens next?
Then you just ask for your plan. Generate my English learning plan for this week. The project looks at your goal, your common mistakes file, the vocabulary list, that research report, and it creates a specific personalized table, like day 1, watch this specific 5-minute TED Ed video on topic X. Summarize it aloud in 3 sentences. Review vocabulary words 10-15 from the list, focusing on pronunciation because it knows that's a weakness from your files.
The level of personalization sounds incredible.
It really is, because it's all based on your specific data and goals stored right there.
Okay, let's try another one. Marketing. Say we have a new product, a smart thermos.
Great example.
So knowledge base first. We upload maybe a PDF with all the product features, keeps drinks hot or cold for 24 hours, LED temperature display, uses 316 stainless steel, and maybe another file defining our target customer. Office workers, gym goers, maybe age 22 to 35.
Perfect. Clear product info, clear audience info. Now, this is where a tool like Canvas could be really useful. You could ask the project, right in the chat, create an introduction flyer for my new smart thermos using the Canvas tool. Use the features from the uploaded PDF.
And it will build a draft flyer.
Yeah. It'll pull those features, the 24-hour stat, the LED screen, directly from the file you uploaded. It ensures the marketing content is accurate and based on the facts you provided.
You can edit it right there.
Yep. You can tweak the layout, change text, then share it instantly. Get a public link or download it as a PDF, all within that dedicated project workspace.
That's efficient. And what about images?
Easy. In the same project chat, you could then say, now generate an Instagram ad image for this thermos. Include the text, keep the taste all day long, and it'll create image options for you.
Wow, okay. Instructions, knowledge, tools, all working together.
Exactly. And whoa, just thinking about this, imagine scaling this. Like an entire company using projects. Every team, every department having these dedicated expert AI assistants, all adhering to the company's internal standards, using only approved knowledge bases. The level of consistency, the domain specificity across an entire enterprise, that's genuinely transformative potential right there.
That is a big thought. Okay, so these projects are powerful because they're focused on their internal knowledge. But do they have to be completely cut off from the outside world forever? What about new trends?
Good question. No, they don't have to be totally isolated. You can smartly combine that internal knowledge with fresh online information when needed. So you're in your smart thermos marketing project, right? You've got your features PDF, your customer profile, but you need the latest trends. What's hot right now in that market? You don't leave the project. You just click that little plus icon in the chat input box, temporarily enable the web search tool.
Just for that one query.
Exactly. Then you ask, what are the latest marketing trends for stainless steel lifestyle products relevant to my target audience this year? ChatGPT goes out, searches the web, and comes back with current insights. Maybe it says, focus on sustainability narratives or collaborate with KOCs.
KOCs.
Oh, right, key opinion consumers or key opinion leaders. Basically, real customers or influential users who genuinely use and love the product rather than just paid celebs. Their recommendations carry a lot of weight.
Got it. So the project finds these new trends.
And that new information, those trends, that insight about KOCs, it gets added automatically right into that project's memory, its conversation history. So you're efficiently updating your project's knowledge with fresh, relevant data from the outside world. But you did it strategically. Then you just turn web search off again, and the focus snaps back to your core internal knowledge base. Best of both worlds.
That's a smart way to keep it current without losing focus. What about other, maybe less obvious features? Any efficiency boosters people miss?
Yeah, a couple of good ones. If you have a really great conversation going in your regular ChatGPT chat and you suddenly realize, wow, this should be a project, you can actually move that entire existing chat conversation with all its context directly into one of your projects or start a new project from that chat.
Oh, that's handy. Instead of copy-pasting.
Exactly. Keeps the history intact. Saves a ton of time if you realize mid-conversation that it's becoming a long-term thing. And another one, especially for the mobile app users, voice input. Having a spoken back-and-forth conversation with your dedicated project assistant using voice, it feels incredibly natural, almost like talking to a real specialist assistant. Really good for brainstorming on the go.
Okay, those are useful tips. Now, on the flip side, what are the big mistakes people make when they first start using projects? Where do they usually go wrong?
Good question. There are a few common pitfalls. Number one, trying to cram everything into a single project. Don't create one massive my whole life project. Keep them hyper-focused. One for marketing, one for coding help, one for learning Spanish. Specific domains.
So specialization is key.
Absolutely. Mistake number two. Rushing through or completely ignoring the custom instructions setup. People skip this, just give it a name, and wonder why it's not very helpful. Those detailed instructions are vital. They tell the AI how to be useful for you.
Right, the job description.
Exactly. Mistake three. The opposite of being selective with the knowledge base, just uploading tons of unrelated files. Garbage in, garbage out, basically. Quality and relevance matter way more than volume.
All right, focus, instructions, quality knowledge. What else?
The big one we already covered. Forgetting to change that memory setting to project can only access its own memories. That causes instant chaos and undermines the whole point.
Isolate the memory. Got it.
And maybe one last thing. Starting a brand new chat inside the project every time you use it. The real power comes from building on the history. Continue the existing conversation thread so it learns and remembers context over time. Don't keep starting from scratch within the project.
Okay, that makes sense. Build on the history. So let's try to wrap this up. The big idea here seems really clear now. Projects are essentially about creating expert AI assistants, defined by those three key things: your custom instructions, the specific knowledge base you feed it, and the cumulative conversation history that builds up over time.
That's it. Instructions, knowledge, history. The three pillars.
And the main benefit is getting consistent, reliable, high-quality results that are specifically tailored to your long-term tasks or areas of work.
Exactly. So just to summarize the when to use what's question, use projects for anything that's a repeated task, requires long-term context, or needs a special dedicated knowledge base that you provide and control. Your goal with projects is building that expert AI assistant that grows and learns alongside you for a specific domain.
And regular chats.
Regular chats are still great. Use them for quick one-off questions, things that don't need history or special knowledge. What's the capital of Australia? Or convert these measurements. Quick in, quick out.
Got it. Projects for depth and consistency, regular chat for quick hits. Okay, here's a final thought, something that really struck me about this memory system. The truly mind-bending power, maybe months down the line, is the project's ability to gently correct you based on some detail from a conversation you've completely forgotten. Like take that English learning system we talked about.
Yeah.
Maybe you're drafting something and you use the word affect when it should be effect. The project could potentially say, hang on, remember back in week 3, we discussed the difference between affect and effect. Based on our conversation then, you determined effect is the noun you need here.
Wow.
That correction didn't come from the grammar file you uploaded initially. It came purely from the memory of your past conversations within that project. That's a true assistant.
That is powerful. It's not just recalling files, it's recalling the learning process itself.
Okay, so your action plan, if you're listening, it's simple. Don't overthink it. Just create one project today. Call it something simple and actionable, like my blog post ideas or meeting notes analysis.
Yeah.
Set just 3 basic custom instructions. Maybe it's role, main goal, and preferred output format. Add only 1 or 2 key files to the knowledge base, maybe your brand style guide or notes from a recent important meeting, And then just commit to using that project consistently for 1 week. For anything related to that topic, see how that isolated memory, that growing history, starts to actually serve you, how the outputs get better, more tailored.
Great starting point. Apply this knowledge. Set up that first sum project today. Don't wait. See for yourself how quickly it can improve your consistency and the quality of what you get back from the AI. It really can make a difference. Outro music.